Hello again everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ina and I'm from Mom Dreams Mom Books. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, like my video, share this with everybody you know. There may be families out there who are looking for a welcoming, inviting, positive place where they can find good books for themselves and their kids. You found it. Here it is. I'm here to cheer you on, to show you that you can do it. You can pick out quality books that will encourage a positive reading routine in your household, and that will continue with you for the rest of your life, for your kids' lives. The question I'm posing today is one that I know comes up often, whether or not it's in a conversation with your teacher, whether or not it's a conversation with your kids and your family. Is my child too old for picture books? So we know that picture books tend to have illustrations, they're thin, and historically and unsurprisingly, they are geared toward younger audiences. But I want to remind you, even adults like illustrations, even adults like pictures. There are so many people who are visual learners, or they are entertained by media and animation, and it doesn't matter how old you are. So, in summary, no, your child is not too old for picture books. Now, there are certain types of picture books that maybe they are maturing out of. They're ready for something else. They're ready for something deeper and richer, something that is more relatable to what he or she is going through. But it doesn't mean that picture books are off the table. It doesn't mean that you never can read picture books with your kids again, because sometimes you really just want that short book, or you are visiting a town and you happen upon your library in that town and you just want something quick to read, something jumps out at you across the room. And I will show you an example of a book that I have read to, at this point, thousands of students, because I love it so much. And it is a perfect example of a picture book that I think I wouldn't read to a 3-year-old, but I would read to my 10 and 11-year-old. It's called Each Kindness by Jacqueline Woodson. And as you can see, it's a picture book. It has illustrations, but they're watercolor illustrations that aren't the most engaging for very young audiences. What we are looking for in this picture book is the content of the story, the actual narrative, because it has a really powerful story and it's a perfect read aloud. It sends a beautiful message that causes your students, your kids, to really think about the choices they make, whether or not they are being kind in their everyday life. And what does kindness mean? Kindness doesn't just mean that you are going out of your way to do a good deed. Conversely, lack of kindness can mean you're witnessing and experiencing someone being unkind and doing nothing about it. So that's what this book talks about. So again, these are deep, rich values that are discussed in a picture book that maybe are a little elevated for a little too elevated for some younger readers. So I highly encourage you to keep reading picture books with your family. Sometimes that's all the time you have, or sometimes you know your child and you know that he or she doesn't have the longest attention span. Or again, you feel like you're starting over, you're starting that relationship, that love for reading, and you don't want to just jump right in to Aragon or a 600-page chapter book with no illustrations. That can be really intimidating and overwhelming for a child. So just find the right types of picture books, and I will go into this more in other videos, what I would read to a 4th grader, a 5th grader, what I would read to a high school student in terms of picture books. All right, everyone. I try to keep it short, sweet, and simple this time. Not too many book recommendations here, just a whole lot of value and a whole lot of cheering you on, encouraging you to keep reading with your family. Whatever it is that you are enjoying or is in your season of life, keep reading because you're making a difference. I will see you in the next video.